contract. Is that scheduled to be resolved at some point?
Yes. I spoke with Major Ketterman yesterday and told him that, you know, we essentially have a verbal agreement, but we don't have any agreement other than saying that we will continue the existing contract until we have a further contract. Miami Township doesn't have a formal contract, nor does North Bend, from what I understand. They were having a staff meeting today, and he was hopefully gonna get back to me soon, but the agreement that we have is the continuation of the monthly amount that we agreed on for the time being. They're still trying to get involvement with the townships to make a full contract, but Jeff Aludo, the county administrator, is taking on some of the responsibility for that also.
So is our current paradigm not to negotiate alone then? Or are we still looking at 3 villages, or 2 villages, I guess?
They're looking
Plus-
at a whole west side contingency of the 3 townships, or the 4 townships, plus the 2 villages in a contract, and we would pay a percentage of that, but it would be based on runs and calls for service.
Is there a suggestion that Green Township is going to use Hamilton County exclusively?
No,
or
it
is
wouldn't
that
be
a supplement?
Green, it would be Harrison, Whitewater, Crosby, Miami, and then North Bend and Cleves.
That's a lot of moving parts, thank you.
Mhm.
Any other questions?
I have a question, I probably should have asked John when he was up. Down at the roundabout, there's a sign as you're coming out of Skylines, coming out from Skyline, a no left turn sign.
Yes.
Have there been issues with people turning left instead of going around the roundabout, or why was that put up?
That was the reason. They were coming out of there, turning left and going the wrong way around the roundabout.
Probably need to put some more signage down there to maybe clarify the use of the roundabout. Because a no left turn kind of makes you think that you can't even go around the roundabout and go left.
I
It's
think
confusing.
We had, I think what it brought up in council was issues that they were going left, because unfortunately no one knows how to use a roundabout. And then it was the
I think
discussion
that
for,
no left sign turn might make it even more confusing.
right, because I think that was the direction,
They were turning left instead of going
right, so
around the
then they said,
roundabout.
put up the no left turn sign, so. I mean,
Is there a
Are
sign?
there
that you
any,
could-
are there any type of signage out there that
like
shows the
roundabout
roundabout
specific?
and that would, you know, have arrows around to the left, or instead of just a no left turn?
There's one other sign that could be put up, and alls it is just it's a universal sign for a roundabout, but it doesn't have a direction on it. You could probably we could probably put an arrow on it, but typically, it's well known that a roundabout is one way. There's no two-way through it. That's the standard Ohio Revised Code along, that the state adopted, so, you know, there's only one more sign that could be put, but alls it is just a universal sign stating that there's a right-of-way in advance.
Is there a one-way sign down there currently? I just say you'd have the don't turn left, but is there a one-way sign also?
No, there is not, no.
It's been up for over a year, right? Or
I
since-
just noticed that sign not too terribly
Yeah,
long
that sign's
ago.
been up there
They asked-
for over a year,
Yeah,
yeah.
they asked
The
for
no
it.
left turn,
Yes,
Yeah.
right in the middle of the roundabout.
correct,
Mhm.
Okay,
yes.
I don't know where I've been though.
That's kinda
Maybe
like,
I'm just so used to
Clearly.
driving around it, I just don't even look, I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, I apologize then.
Yes.
Maybe I'm the one confused.
Too busy getting worried about the skyline, is what we hear about.
Good news is there's been no wrecks there that we know of, so
Yeah.
Can't be
some of it
busy.
might be working.
I actually did hear a resident fairly recently say that the roundabout, that they are pleasantly surprised how well the roundabout has worked with controlling the school traffic.
Good.
That was my only question.
Thank you.
Not it.
On our committee reports, Mr. Burns, for Parks.
Parks was, the basically two pieces of business. We're in delivery of the scrapings of state road improvements. That means we have the asphalt in the park. I assume it's in the park, is that right, John?
Yes.
The idea is we might be able to use that for enhancement of surfaces for parking. It's an amount that's about the area of the main parking area nearest the entrance of the park where it splits. We would, if we're going to deliberate on exactly how to distribute that, we probably need to do it before it starts getting warm in the spring, and therefore melting itself into a black giant cone that is not spreadable to the surface.
Are we able to do anything specific with it? Spray anything like to help try to pack it down, get it so it solidifies or does whatever to stay? Will it go out with the river when we get all of our floods? Are we able to try to do anything that helps keep it in place once we?
After a period of time through the summer, it will melt itself back down into more, it's not gonna be a paved surface, but it's gonna be a more solid surface than we have right now.
We get our
So
flooding,
it'll mold itself back together.
right, but we get our flooding before
Correct.
summer, so do we take the risk of losing it back out to the river? I mean, or do we need to like drive our trucks over it, you know, our big trucks, or anything that we can help to try to,
We can roll it.
yeah.
It can be rolled, yes,
Mhm.
It's not spread now, though, is it?
please.
It's not spread now, is it?
No, it's still in piles back there.
Are we gonna drag that lot to flatten it out before?
Yes.
Sorry, Mr. Chris.
Yeah, well, you're right on. That surface would take some prep. There's silt there. The only discussion on that point was if we need to get with WCSA, and since they're the principal users of the park, or at least the ones that pump so many people into it, as to whether or not there'd be other surfaces that we should prepare for additional parking, for instance, behind a BMX lot. So we wanted to give it a little bit of consideration for what might be the best use, but it's still not terrible to just put it in that main front lot. So that'll be a discussion point the next time, and I'm assured that somebody will have a meeting with, I will never remember her name.
Jamie.
Thank you. Leader of the WCSA. The rest of the meeting was spent planning for Christmas walk, giving me sanity checks on whether or not everything was complete, and apportioning tasks. And simply on that note, I would offer my thanks to everybody involved, almost everybody in the room. Everybody's contributions were very valuable. Thank you. I know that some good memories were formed, which was the main goal. And I would give a special thanks to John and crew for all the work done in prep. I'll give you the briefing that I have by collecting the prize boxes. We had 3 winners of the prize boxes. 2 were in downtown Cleves, 1 was in Addiston. All of them had 3 river signs out front, so it made me a little proud. Just in terms of our performance or the draw to it, it did seem a little dead, at least compared to the previous instance, and it probably was about half based on submissions to the raffle. So there was 50 total entries to that. My memory is that the last time was about 110. And I think we ate about that many hot chocolates and about that many s'mores. So the core patrons were about that number. I don't know if that's counting every adult and child that was there. But that's about the scale we got this year. So again, thank you to all. I think it was a good